Good morning. Welcome to my November challenge. My November challenge simply, I can speak today, a challenge that I came up with for myself after meeting a very positive and beautiful soul who runs around straightening crowns, all while keeping her crown super straight as well. Amazing. She just inspired me to do these videos. So these videos, simply a video a day where I talk to myself candidly and remind myself things like no excuses, smile, be mindful, have gratitude, things like that. So here we are, day 28. Whew. If you like what you see, hit the like, hit a heart, show some love. If you feel like sharing, feel free to share. Although I would like to say that out of all the videos that should be shared, I strongly feel that day 10 is the one that should be shared because recently I've seen a lot of puppy kicking on the internet. Don't kick your puppy. So, number 10, share the crap out of that one. It's a good one, the puppy talk. All right, day 12, we talked about choice and blame. We touched on that. I want to talk about responding today, how you respond to things. Because yesterday, and I mean, we all do it. We have a moment where, and I've gotten better at it, but we have a moment where we might vague book, and I put, why is this person in my life? I want to throat punch them. Like, it's a life lesson that's being taught to me that I'm not seeing clearly. And maybe that's that you can't always run away and kick the trash to the curb, because sometimes that trash is going to be a part of whatever you're doing and it's beyond your control, that you're not allowed to take that trash out. It's somebody else's job to take that trash out. So yeah, I think the life lesson for me is choosing the proper response. So I actually came across a super awesome quote, and for the first time, maybe second, I'm going to tell you who wrote it because there is a story behind it. So this quote comes from a gentleman by the name of Viktor Frankl. He was in a concentration camp, and he was a survivor of said concentration camp during the Holocaust, but also someone who went on to help others find goodness and meaning. So that's why I wanted to share with you today Viktor Frankl's name, because his story really impacts what this quote. So the quote is, between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose. In our response lies growth and freedom. And you know what? That's freaking true. So after my vague book, which I deleted promptly because a coworker called me and we started discussing things, I realized it just sort of reiterated my whole thing about, like, you have choices. So I had a choice here to spend my energy getting mad and making a Facebook post, or I could just delete all that, stop right in my spot, rewind a little bit, and refocus, reset, and tackle things again. So it made me, when I came across that quote, it made me realize that I don't take that moment between stimuli and response. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people have the stimulus and their response comes immediately. There's no processing. I think if we stop and we process things and we look at things we wouldn't consider if we jump to that response, such as, well, can this be fixed? Is there a solution? Is there opportunity? How do we move forward? What clearly defining the problem in the first place. Sometimes you don't even know the problem because you're quick to react. So there's a space there that we need to remember exists. And it doesn't matter what happens. I don't care if a pipe bursts because it was frozen. I've had this happen when I was a kid, and it was like super crappy because my dad wasn't home. But I mean, we could either freak out or we could figure out how to turn off the water, call the landlord, something, right? So that's what I'm saying is you have that space. So in that space, you need to really take a moment. And as you know, it's not a big space. It's not a lot of time. I mean, if you need bigger space, you need to ask for it. You need to say, you know what? I can't respond to this right now. I just need some time. I'll get back to you on that. There is nothing wrong with doing that. Some things have deadlines. If it's a work situation and you need an answer right then and there, unfortunately, your space is going to stay small. And you're probably not going to think of everything that you could. But if you can extend that space, just give yourself some time to think before you respond. Your response is going to be a lot calmer. It's going to have a lot more solutions pop into your mind on how to move forward and fix whatever's happening. If you just resort to jumping to a response that's negative, like, I can't deal, I can't do this, I need to leave, and I jump to those very quickly. It's part of my borderline personality disorder. I do work really hard not to do that. It's great to have a support network. We've talked about that in other videos. For me, honestly, one of my support network people is now my coworker, because in the past he has given me phone calls to keep me a little sane, but he's offered me, instead of a post on Facebook, to inbox what I want to post and just let it out, and then we can crumple it up and we can throw it aside, or we can talk about it and then crumple it up and throw it aside. It's still getting out there, but it's not getting out to public, so to speak. Yes, my Facebook's pretty locked down. Yes, these are public videos. Some things I keep, between friends. And if you know the real me and you know my borderline and you know how it affects my personal life, if you only see me in a professional light, you have no freaking clue what it's like to be me. Not exactly easy. Every day is a super, super battle to have a job, to function in society. So when the bad seed comes along, I want to run. But if you have a proper support network, if you have someone that you can vent to, talk things out with, that's really good. Maybe in that space between stimuli and response, maybe you reach out to your support network. I don't know what works for you, but I know that I need to try some things so that when that little window that we have in between to choose response is there, that I choose the right one, that I'm not going to negative, that I'm not going to, I give up. There is a solution for every problem. For every question, there is an answer. So you need to believe that. And as long as you don't, as long as you say, I can't, this sucks, it's not working, there's no point, well, then we talked about it in the puppy talk, then you're right. You're right. So don't be right, because we don't want to be right about that. We want to move forward here. So yeah, so in between that stimulus and that response, there's a little window. And that little window is yours. And it's for you to process information and to think about how you want to respond. In your response, I'm just going to say, try to choose compassion, kindness, have an open mind to other possibilities. If someone presents an idea, don't just, no, I'm having none of it. Hear them out. It might enlighten you. It might help you grow. And if you're not interested in growing, I'm sorry for ya. For all you who like growing, keep watching these videos. We might just head into December. I don't know yet. I'm still stressing about that here on day 28. All right, I'm going to let you go for today. I've got lots to do, so we're going to get on it. But have yourself a fantabulous day. Make sure to go out. Let your talents and your gifts shine. Smile to the world. Show them your awesomeness, because you've got so much awesomeness. And remember, when crap happens, when that stimulus happens, don't jump to response. Take a moment and think about who you want to be and how you want to respond, because I know you want to be a better person, and I know you want to act with compassion, and I know you don't want to jump to that negative woe is me. So no woe is me today. Get out there and conquer the day. Straighten those crowns, straighten your own crown. All right, and until tomorrow, have a good one. Bye, my lovelies.